From the 18th to the 22nd of July, Silverstone plays host to a brand new summer event, Top Gear Live. Rally cars, new cars, classic cars, bikes, off-roaders, selling, buying, in fact everything you know and love from Top Gear and Top Gear Motorsport. So if you want a motoring day out to remember, there's only one place to be this July, Top Gear Live. For more information, call 0121 767 4272, and don't worry, we'll be flagging that number up again at the end of the programme.
There's armored cars and tanks and jeeps and rigs of every size. Yeah, them chicken coops was full of bears and choppers filled the skies. Well, we shot the line, we went for broke with 1,000 screaming trucks and 11 long-haired friends of Jesus in a chartreuse microbus.
If you think that formal wear means ironing a crease in your jeans, if your doorbell plays the theme from The Brothers, and if you think that health food is a peanut and raisin Yorkie, then this is the highway to heaven. But as well as the sideshows, it's an opportunity for the big hitters in heavy goods to show off the next big thing. For Volvo, it's the Globetrotter XL, while Scania had the Truck of the Year award for their driver-friendly design, with a big comfortable cab and easy access, making all the essential daily checks a doddle.
Ever had to take your trousers off when it's -20? No, neither have I. But that, believe it or not, was the inspiration behind the biggest cab on the market, the Leyland DAF Super Space Cab. The collapse of communism has opened up the Old East. Moscow is now a popular destination. For long hauls like that, you need 2 drivers, so there are 2 bunk beds. Also for your 90 grand, you get a powerful 14-litre diesel engine and all the comforts of home. And as there are no little chefs in Uzbekistan, there's a fridge under there and a microwave in there. I wonder what's on the box. The new breed of European trucks are very clever and practical, they're just a bit plain. However, there is a truck, and I mean a truck, making its debut at Truckfest that oozes star quality from every orifice. It's a Peterbilt, it's American, but it's never going to be Swiss, was it? And they're going to let me drive it. Hi Phil.
Hi Steve.
Or should I say, yeah, that's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Some of you will have already noticed what makes this a unique rig. Yep, right-hand drive.
I'm just a bit disappointed it's not one of the ones with a great big bonnet on the front.
Yeah, well, the ones with the bonnets on the front, we're not allowed to bring them into this country because they'll be over length for the restrictions. They're not allowed to pull trailers or anything like that.
So where was this Peterbilt built?
This one was built in Seattle, which they own Foden Trucks, which is an English company.
In Sandbach, aren't they?
In Sandbach, in Cheshire, yes.
Why is it that American trucks are so much better looking than European ones?
Well, in America, there's a lot of owner-drivers that drive these trucks, and they like all the chrome and the aluminium to look really stylish. But over in this country, you don't have so many owner-operators.
But most guys work for haulage companies, don't they? I think if I was going to drive a truck, it'd have to be one of these.
If you thought that murals and metal flake were strictly 70s, well then these guys obviously haven't been paying attention. It's as if the 80s and the 90s never happened, and some are just hopelessly lost in the 50s. That is Johnny Hallyday, the French Elvis. But that's all harmless stuff. And then there's Steve Murty. Steve is a Yorkshireman who got bored with his diesel and wondered what would happen if you bolted a Lightning jet engine in instead. What did happen is terrible trouble in the car park at Tesco's. How splendidly silly. If you're behind Steve and he presses the wrong pedal, you're a kebab, but you're far more likely to grow old gently behind a caravan.
This is the last caravan on earth you want to get stuck behind, because the combined length of this London Air trailer and the Freightliner truck that holds it is around 80 feet. Some of you will be asking yourselves, why? Others, how? Surely it's too wide for British roads. Well, it is right now, but at the flick of a switch, something rather remarkable happens.
Would you believe he made it all out of empty cereal packets, old washing up liquid bottles and sticky back plastic? Mind you, some people have access to welding equipment, and somewhere in Sweden there's a tractor on bricks.
We started to race in Sweden, what we called monster race, in 1988. And the cars just got bigger and bigger, and now this is the biggest.
Well, obviously you can't just go to your local GMC dealer and buy a monster truck. You have to build it, don't you? So
Yes.
where do you start?
We started with deciding how big tires we should have. And then we had to get some axles. And when we had the axles, then we thought of the rest.
So you end up with this chassis. Presumably you build this chassis yourself?
Yes.
I also believe it's rather good at gratuitous destruction.
Yes, indeed it is.
Well, let's do some, shall we?
Okay.
Normally, Anders is a very nice man, about to take his master's degree. But when he gets behind the wheel of the Mean Viking, he changes. He becomes the Mean Viking with 1,000 horsepower from the 8-litre V8 engine. The highlight of Truckfest is the Battle of the Monster Trucks. From America comes Bandit with 1,200 crazy horses on tap. But the Mean Viking was born to do battle. But when you launch 1.5 tons of iron high in the air and slam it back down again, something's got to give. In this case, the ignition. Anders only managed one run. Not so much the Mean Viking, more the slightly peeved Scandinavian. So it was Bandit who stole the show.
Truckfest 96 is an articulated extravaganza, a mecca for monster trucks and a homage to heavy goods. And do you know what? I think I've found the ultimate vehicle for the 6-year-old in all of us. Take it away, Fred!